Welcome back, everyone, to more Gamedec. We need to make a choice. A group of trolls operates here. I don't know if they're behind the boy's disappearance, but trolls tend to know more than other players. Whatever angle I choose to approach this case from, the local clan leader came up too often to not connect it to the boy's disappearance. It's troll time, baby.
What do you need?
His tongue was sticking out of his head as if he was concentrating on beating out the rhythm to a children's song with his hoof. He stopped when he saw me and raised his head. I'm looking for the trolls that roam this level of the game. He put his head down and scratched his horn on the concrete.
I was a troll once, but now I'm a unicorn. And the trolls left with the tick, though, through the magic portal behind the generator. I know. That's where your colorful adventure begins. The entrance is between 3 old guys and the entrance behind the magic generator.
He hasn't shared too much valuable info. They disappeared behind a magical generator. That sounds just like a backdoor in the game's code. If you were a troll, you'd probably have a code.
But I don't. But you do. Look inside your pocket. Ha! My trick worked after all. Find the king of spades.
He neighed cheerfully. I found the card. A quick scan did reveal a code.
I'm a wizard. I gave you the magic code to the glittery gates. With this card, you can summon the king. Just call out, "Oh, king, enough chatter. Open the gate through space and matter. Don't be a quitter. Come wearing glitter."
He spoke as if singing to power generators was the most ordinary thing. Well, it seems it was to him. See you around. Okay. Now it's time to find this generator. Generator. Solid modeling work. I grabbed the card I got from the unicorn and recollected the words of the unicorn's magic nursery rhyme. I was waving my arms and chanting each sentence loudly as if it was the performance of my life. It's a pity that I didn't have an audience because I did it so much better than the horse.
We are watching your every move.
What the fuck was that? I think it's called a cook stove. Or a brazier, maybe. When Earth used to be colder in the many cities, vagrants used them to keep warm. A network address had been scratched on the edge of the barrel. I copied it to the deck. Those were strange times. Muffled up people warming themselves by the fire to keep out of the cold. A bit like cavemen. A man loafed on a throne of tires in graceless position, as if ragdoll physics took over.
Chief.
Ken leaned over with a whisper loud enough to be heard on the other side of the street.
That's the noob who fucked up my match. Let me handle this. I have a plan.
Do what you must. Ken smiled casually, pushed up his glasses, straightened his shoulders, and put on a threatening, in his opinion at least, look.
We meet again, troll.
He said it through clenched teeth, and then revealed the gun holster. The king raised his hand, index finger pointing to the sky, ordering him to wait. Then he began looking for something in the recesses of the junk throne. Ken meant what you guys did was cruel. You ruined his career. It's not like a prank or a damn card trick.
Yeah, I guess that sucks balls. Sorry, mate. Sometimes it's like this voice, you know? Pre-run, I figure. He suggests all those little shenanigans. So how can I make it up to you for my heinous behavior?
I'm looking for a kid who got into this game and went AWOL. Tell me anything useful and we'll call it even.
Ah, I have ears and tongues everywhere, so my tongues will be yours if you want. I will tell you something useful, of course, and something useless to balance it out.
Where's the kid?
In the theater, and here's the key that may or may not have found its way into my hand from a clan member's pocket. Take care, my man.
Who are you, by the way?
You wretched worm, forgotten by my might of pre-run? How dare you not knowing King Tick? I mean, how dare you? The freest of spirits, an outlaw, king of all trolls. Banned in 70... No, literally in 72 worlds. You got that? 7 dwarves and fuck duckmeat, if it helps you remember.
We might as well grab shit as we can. It can only help. Three quick commands and an astronomical amount of ecstasy points appear in my account. Mechanical lock and a metal key. Been a while since I used one of those. The bolt clicked.
Welcome to the House of Pleasure. User Umbra Dominatrix 69. May your hunt be fruitful and you'll stay sensual. Someone finally showed up. I may have been expecting it, but the feeling of surprise is so refreshing. A Gamedec. So, Mr. Haggis got scared, which was only a means to another end. Have a look at this. Fredo is completely stripped of his masking skin. This is his only really himself. Carnal, sweaty. Fredo's a minor. He's killing a girl inside an adult game.
Taking advantage of a juvenile like this is a criminal offense. Did you know that?
Don't try to scare me, Gamedec, because I don't know fear. Now listen. Everything you see here is recorded from every possible angle, and if Haggis doesn't do what I'm asking, well, the footage with his boy's full name will be published all over the net. It will be entitled, Like Father, Like Son.
What exactly do you want from Mr. Haggis?
He knows exactly what I want, and it's not about money. He's got to do what I tell him, no more, no less.
What do you want from me?
Just tell him to listen to orders and wait for further guidelines.
What if I refuse?
You don't want to say no to me, not unless you like jokes and value the truth. If so, then feel free to refuse.
If I logged out at that moment, my investigation would be disrupted. I don't appreciate being forced to do things. Let me see what it is you've prepared here first.
A gallant knight without his horse. I've made some modifications. I hope you like a good show.
What the fuck?
Yes, you're right. We shouldn't have let the kid do that.
He looked down and bit his lip. You mentioned the kid. Do you mean Fredo?
What are you talking about? Don't you know how corporations work? It's the son of the department director. Besides, day in, day out, we have those cabins. Stop interrupting me. You're making a big deal out of it, and...
What mess are you talking about, Fredo?
Okay, maybe we should have done something about it, but it was just 2 instances, and he was clever. He did it online, in Paradise Beach, so... Yeah, I figured out, knew what was going on, but why are you nagging me about it, man? I wasn't the only one who knew. Firing someone's going by a hot photo in the era when everyone knows how to edit images? But Haggis vouched for him.
Hey, buddy, I'm talking to you. Speak up. Give me a sign.
Fuck, alright. So you know. What are you gonna do about it, midget? Intimidate me with your little bells and your little hat? You gonna blackmail me? Burn my feet? What are you doing? Is that a cheat? What the
I'm stuck in a loop.
Yes, you're right. We shouldn't have let the kid do that.
I felt like a passenger in a skin being controlled by someone else. I wanted to say something, but I did something else against my will. What mess? Are you talking about Fredo?
Okay, maybe we should have done something about it.
I resisted with all my strength, but the virtual body didn't obey me.
Hey, buddy.
I'm talking to you. Speak up. Give me a sign.
Fuck, alright. So you know, what are you gonna do about it, midget? Intimidate me with your little bells and your little hat? You gonna blackmail me? Burn my feet? What are you doing? Is that a cheat? What the f... So what now? Are you going to log out and deliver my demands to the old fart?
How can we talk just a second ago?
I can do a lot, you see. I'm an Archie. But let's not get ahead of the facts. So what now? Will you log out and tell the Haggis to do as I say?
What's going on here? Who are you?
The locals call me the Cheetah. But I take offense to that name. Any idiot can be a cheater. I can do so much more.
I won't be your errand boy. You can get fucked. He kept repeating the same sequence of words and gestures. But his eyes, yes, he wasn't looking at an invisible companion, he was looking at me. The spell he was under didn't control his eyes. Can I use eye control? You mentioned the kid. Did you mean Fredo?
What are you talking about? Don't you know how corporations work?
I tried moving my eyes a few times. Yes, I was able to move them, and my programs were responding. What a mess. Are you talking about Fredo?
Okay, maybe we should have done something about it, but
I issued a command and got separated from my body. Boom shakalaka. Only the scene of the bed is looped. The loop has no effect on any other elements of the game. The whole fucking theater's in a loop. Even the cat.
Boss, I'm watching you and see that you're in trouble. I'm keeping my finger on the pulse.
Damn it, I couldn't say anything. I needed to focus and send him the answers mentally. Ken, can you hear me? I'm sending my thoughts to you.
I can hear you. You figured out mental control. I'm impressed.
I think I'm stuck inside a fucking loop.
It's probably an external cheat, not an exploit. From what I know, there are no normal loops in TMP, but I could be wrong.
Alright, Ken, thanks for your interest. I'll try to work something out.
I'll do some work too. I'll let you know if I figure something out.
They made love, or whatever the fuck it was, on a rather unusual bed. A water bed. You only see them in games these days. The sheets move rhythmically forward and back, a loop. The girl tried to fight, but she came up short. Typical TMP gameplay. You win some and you lose some. Let's turn the investigations program. Rebecca Umbra. Was she in any way connected with? Exactly with whom? I still didn't know who had done all this. I'd copy her data to my notebook just in case. Let's check. No, she wasn't exposed. I didn't think I'd miss anything. The boy looked like Fredo, but I still couldn't be sure it was really him. I activated the investigative program. After the progress bar reached 100, I was certain. It was Fredo Haggis. His blood pressure was still elevated, but still within the norm. His hormones oscillating, but within norms as well. His sexual arousal, ecstasy, terror, his limbic system was red, but still everything within norms. After all, these games were designed to provide pleasure, adrenaline, and so on. I couldn't speak while in Guardian Angel mode, but I could still write him something. Something like, I'm a Gamedec, Fredo, I'm here to help you. Can you respond with your voice? If not, blink 3 times. He blinked 3 times, so we weren't going to be talking. I knew everything. I'm a fucking genius.
The guy was looped. He was staring at the scene, licking his thick lips, rubbing his cheek, gulping, and all over again.
According to the analyzer, the guy couldn't see a thing, nor as he was aware of what was going on. Time stopped for him, but that didn't fit. Every few seconds he looked at me. I could tell he was conscious. It seemed as if someone was trying to conceal the cheat's true nature. There was nothing more to learn. Who are the people in here? They're real fucking people. Is Fredo present here? Yes. It's the real deal. The loop is an exploit. Due to the gesture's modifications, some of the objects inside the loop are glitched. With a little skill, I could copy them. No software does well when overloaded. The kid seemed to be in a trance. He kept rhythmically opening his mouth and making spasmodic motions, as if he were still copulating and killing. He was trying to stop his digital body from all the compulsions, but there was nothing he could do. Oh, God, make it stop. I can't stop it. Breathe. We'll help you control the spasms. We'll take you outside. It's all over now.
How shallow are the people who believe in easy solutions? Really, Gamedec, were you expecting to just walk out of here? I was counting on this being more interesting.
He paralyzed me. I couldn't move a fucking finger.
All you had to do was log out and tell Haggis what you're supposed to do, but people need drama and playing hero. Alright, Chief, I have a plan. Let me know when you're ready.
I couldn't say anything, but he must have known. The old gamer code, one blink, one click, yes.
Alright, Knight, allow me to show you a couple of things.
How about a car splashing your guts up against the stage, asshole? Boom shakalaka. Come on, Fredo. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Let's end this already.
Breathe. Breathe, motherfucker, breathe. See you later, pussycat. The unofficial name of the highest levels of the polis. High cities feature walking platforms, flying junks, and the densest network of numerable routes. It becomes customary to believe that high cities end at the level where the highest reaching routes of the public transportation tubes are located.
Hello, nice view, eh? I hope you're not afraid of heights.
You again?
What a cliche. Give me the child. You can't take care of it. I'll wait for you somewhere near the end of the rooftops. This game is all about killing, and it has a lot of tools for taking someone's life.
Motherfucker. here, Jester. Give back the kid.
Indeed, you are present, although you most likely do not understand the word presence. I don't have any more digital tricks up my sleeve, and I'm a little tired from all this shit. You win. The kid looks healthy enough, at least physically. He's at your disposal. And I, avenger of wronged women, will go back to my clients and tell them that the world won't learn of their misery.
If this is another trick, I'm gonna be very angry.
Enough of the tricks, I'll show you my cards. Just like you, I'm a contractor. Starlet hired me. You met her in Haggis's office. She was just looking for justice for her girlfriend, the secretary of Director Haggis, who blackmailed and sexually taken advantage of. She wasn't the only one. There was another woman taken advantage of by this son of a... If not for me, there likely would have been even more. You see, our boy Fredo is quite the rogue, rascal, and scoundrel. No, wait. He's a son of a bitch and a juvenile scumbag. Let me have him. Let me finish what I started.
What were you planning?
I wanted to make a movie entitled Like Father, Like Son and post it online. I could use a few more scenes. See for yourself.
I looped a scene I've already seen appears on my deck. I think you mentioned it before. You said it was all to make Haggis obey.
Yes, perhaps I'm getting confused with all the... There can be more than one cause for human action, Gamedec.
Wait, what did Fredo do?
He sexually abused the women working for his father. Clever boy, eh?
Well, then he's a piece of shit. You convinced me the kid's yours.
You're an interesting case, Gamedec. Tell Daddy to follow my guidelines. He is to do exactly as I say.
I hope I'm doing the right thing. Now I have to talk to my client.
Finally, you're awake. What's happening to my son?
Mr. Haggis, I was forced to stop the investigation.
Why the hell would you do that?
Fredo's inside, twisted and perverted. He's being held hostage by a hacker.
Fuck! Wait for me in the office.
The last sentence is quiet and devoid of emotion. I don't help rapists.
Why are you sitting there like that? Come over here. What the fuck happened in there?
So what about my pay? Haggis turns red with anger.
My son is still on the couch and you dare ask for money? Tell me what happened online.
Fredo was imprisoned and twisted and perverted by a hacker wearing a jester skin. Your son was caught in a loop and lost control of his digital body, but he was aware of what was happening around him.
Haggis clenches his lips. Keep going, but choose your words very carefully.
Your son was the prisoner of a hacker dressed like a jester. I freed him from the loop in the theater where he was stuck playing out a horrific scene.
Wait, what loop? What scene?
The hacker took advantage of an unused replay code. He made an exploit, a loop. That's how he was able to capture your son. For hours, Fredo was experiencing the same few seconds sequence. He was stabbing his lover in the heart with a dagger while fucking her brains out. Haggis turns pale. My Fredo! But that's not all. Then the hacker somehow transferred us up to the theater roof, where I needed to take part in a disgusting game with your son's health at stake. Ultimately, I had to leave Fredo in the jester's hands. You see, the jester told me about the molestation your son was guilty of, and...
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. You're a trick, Gamedec. You got lost in your opponent's smokescreen.
The man sighs heavily.
What's happening to Fredo?
There was this theater with a stage. There was a bed on the stage. Fredo was having sex with some girl on the bed. It was looped. Your son's skin was scanned with Skinner software. He looked like he does in Relium. Everything was being recorded. The video was supposed to be entitled Like Father, Like Son. It was even on the marquee. It was supposed to be used for blackmail. Haggis needs a while to process my story. He stares me down the entire time. He struggles to control his emotions as he wipes his face with his hand.
Fuck! You called, sir? Clear my schedule for the rest of the week. Call Dr. Shirajikej for an instant house home call, and at home, not here. That is all. I don't need anything else from you. I have my sources. I'll find out what happened in that game. If my son gets hurt because of you, I will find and destroy you.
The hacker wanted me to give you a message.
What is it?
He said, do as you're told and await further instructions.
Son of a bitch. That's all, then get the fuck out of here.
I calmly make my way to the door. I snapped out of my thoughts. The apartment was overheated. The power must have gone out. I was covered in sweat. For a fraction of a second, something smelled rotten. I didn't understand. I'd showered in the evening, after all. I remembered the dream. A person was lying on a couch, fluids leaking through their suit. The stench was unbearable. I walked up to them and gently took off the helmet. It was me. That was when I woke up. Soon I started wondering how Fredo was doing. There was no time for slacking. I needed to restore power to my apartment. Luckily, Bliss had a separate source of power. Home inspections are where major domos really shine. Warsaw City. My boss. I once installed a gadget in the window that disrupts the sensors of such invaders. All it took was a short signal. The drone received an error message that made it return to the shop for inspection. It was time to face reality. Control panel for the apartment's AI, a fine piece of software that didn't treat fridge contents as its first priority. You can also talk to it. Its name is Bliss, the default name, and I never bothered to change it. BWI had been developing AI modeled after the human psyche for quite some time. Even the holographic visualizations looked like brains. Everything seemed fine, but it shouldn't have. If there was a surge or failure in the tower, it should have left a sign, but there was nothing. The software truly looked like I was activating it for the very first time. It made no sense. A logo with two whales appeared on the panel.
Thank you for purchasing a product manufactured by Blue Whale Interactive, the leader in the field of AI. BWI, never alone. You're activating Bliss for the first time. To start, configure the software to your liking.
Damn, something had reset my settings. Probably another failure in the tower or a surge upstairs. I had to reconfigure all this shit again. There was nothing in the system. Logs of previous activations and conversations would be in the cloud, provided they existed. Probably somewhere on the Blue Whale's interactive servers. Too high a bar for me. You had to be a real magician to access them. A holographic figure appeared in the air.
Hello, my name is Bliss. What would you like to talk about?
Wait, what do you mean? Don't you remember me? Why does everything break all the time nowadays? The system didn't find any defects in the apartment. The fault was on the provider's end, which was, in this case, the tower generators.
What's the problem?
Could you contact the electricity provider and report a problem?
Problem reported. I've been assured that everything was now restored to working order. By the way, you've got a new contract.
Breaking news.
Today is Tuesday, July 18th. My name is Gina Gord, and this is the news. The creation of Diginets by BWI is still a very controversial topic. The company's spokesperson strongly denies the gossip, saying that psycho scans have been performed without the consent of the psyche owners. We have more news coming up. Fredo Haggis' son of the Blue Whales Interactive director Jeffrey Haggis died due to severe brain damage. According to unofficial sources, it was the result of a hacker's attack that prevented the deceased from logging out of the game. The boy's broken-hearted father announced to our reporters that he is resigning from his position to focus on his family. This has been the Warsaw City News, your source from up-to-date domestic and international news all day long.
Wow, I really fucked those two up. Oh well, can't chance saving a rapist's life. Fuck 'em. I love the smell of a computer booting up in the morning.
Dear Gamedec, once again I'd like to thank you for saving my marriage. I owe you a hell of a lot. I love Bob, even though he's a klutz with a weird religious bent. I say this because I saw how you looked at me. You know what I mean. Nothing would come of it. Maybe in another life. Thanks again, Rhonda. Mr. Gamedec, got a problem. The tramp has gone through. Find me in Harvest Time. Once you're there, I'll toss a clue your way.
Attached was an invitation to a location in Harvest Time at an advanced standard rate, plus a few pennies after the decimal point. The way in which the letter was written, coupled with the advance, suggested I'd be dealing with something odd. Nevertheless, I took the contract, partly because I didn't have shit else to do. Every detail mattered in a Gamedec's work. I looked for tip section, strawberries thread. Folks put barrels of ice near strawberries. They'll grow like crazy. Community cheaters. You know these players in orange, they think they're cheaters or just fucking lucky. The Han clan values vigilance above all. Being in the moment keeps one's intuition and senses alert to all signs. This is the only way we can reach the truth, fellow clan members. Typical marketing copy. I looked for a contrasting opinion. Page 6, ninth result. They preach equality, saying that the truth will set us free. Bull. It was all about getting suckers to pay. That was enough. If the numbers of results was anything to go by, this topic was a bottomless pit. I wondered what was on the Warsaw today. Family tragedy. Jeffrey Haggis' son stuck in an adult game. Fredo suffered extensive brain damage with poor medical prognosis. The incident is rumored to have been caused by a hacker attack. He brought it on himself. That's what happens to suckers. Harvest Time is a free-to-play farm game with outdoor adventure. What are you waiting for? Breed horses, cows, pumpkins, strawberries. Strawberries in the Wild West? What the fuck? I think it's time for another adventure. My virtual couch, made by Surfer Industries, fully functional, ready to go. The couch, reverting to its default settings, was alarming. My health depended on it working. Someone needed to take a look at it. Fortunately, every couch had a sensor. Technical assistance required. I just needed to touch it and confirm. It read, "Thank you for your report. We'll get back to you within a few days." Okay, I checked everything. Let's log into Harvest Time. Welcome, fan of Paradise Beach and other games from Blue Whales Interactive. Admit it, you've had a crush on many of our impacts, and now you can bring them to life. Yes, BWI has developed a human creation technology. We can upgrade the AI of any character that you choose to the level of a human mind. And there's more. We can create a human psyche from the ground up according to your preferences. The person you created will have an impersonal rendon, a unique mind, a personal IN, a college degree, and civil rights. Do you feel like a god now? You should. Creation is in your hands. Pygmalion technology commercial. The Harvest Time HUD shows your farm level, the amount of gold coins and chesticles you collected, the active boost timer, and whether you own a gun. Interesting. We'll have to see you in the next video, folks. Thanks for watching.